Good evening, Doc Sports people. What's going on, everybody? It is Monday. It is July 21st. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. I had a great weekend. We'll do a little recap of what happened over the weekend, but boy, I can't wait to discuss my weekend recap because it was crazy going on in the MMA world and even the baseball world during the recap of what happened over the weekend. So it should be a fun show. We have some great stuff on it. We have a weekend recap going on, coming back in about, I don't know, maybe about 6-7 minutes. We'll have a weekend recap. We have some great topics. Will they go? MLB Trade Deadline's approaching us. We'll hit that in about 15 minutes. So that's going to be a fun topic. We have some fun people. Are they going to stay their team? Or are they going to start packing up their stuff and go to another team, maybe a contender on it? So we'll stay and we'll go. And then me and Lenny will discuss how are we going to deal with football futures? How do we do with football futures? And how much do we put on football futures? And what do you think about betting football futures when it just sits in your queue week after week, month after month? And when you can, I want that money. I have a great play. I want to use it. So we'll discuss how to bet NFL football futures in general. That's coming in about 20 minutes. So hope everyone had a great weekend. Thanks for watching us here at DocSports YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that subscribe button over in the Doc YouTube channel. Don't forget the like button as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to chime on in. And you can also use the chat if you have any questions. Put us up in the chat. We'll love to answer all the questions ASAP. Lenny, what's going on?
You know, I survived the weekend, so there's a bonus. CFL was good to me. MLB and me, we still have this beef right now. I don't know. I'm struggling with MLB just in general. But, I mean, it was a good weekend all in all. I didn't do a whole lot. I was left unsupervised while my wife is out of town, so I didn't get in any trouble, didn't die. So I feel like I'm working with house money at this point. How about
the kids alive, though?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, 2 or 3 of them for sure. I don't know. Yeah, no, they're good. We ate and everything. I only ordered food one time.
Wow, you cooked? Wow. Do you make the kids do? Okay, I have to ask. I don't have
hot dogs and mac and cheese. Let's be clear about dad dinners here. I mean, that's a whole probably another topic we could do, but dad dinners, yeah, mac and cheese.
I don't have any kids. My twin brother has 4, but I have to ask, when you cook and your kid's a little bit older, do they do the dishes? Do they clean up your mess?
Oh, well, yeah, they all have chores.
Okay.
And one of them has dishes, and you know they're split evenly. You know, kind of, and they rotate the chores. So now it's like everybody just does it. One person all the time does dishes, but yeah, yeah. If I cook, I'm not cleaning. I mean. At least my wife makes a mess when she cooks. Like, I mean, the whole kitchen is everywhere. Me, it's everything's in this. I'm usually a one pot kind of guy. So, you know, everything's in the same crock pot or frying pan, or, you know, if you want your eggs, they better be cooked in the bacon grease.
There you go.
I hope you like it.
Eggs and bacon grease. Oh, that's fantastic. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat. We have 2 new members since Doc's Daily has been over. We have Derek 2 signed up. Thanks for joining the new member, Derek 2. And then we have Stuck. What a great name, Stuck.
As a new YouTube member. That's awesome.
Member. So thank you for joining the Doc's YouTube channel. Should be a fun show. Hey, you two, we're going for 3 out of, 4 out of 5 free play winners or 3 out of 4?
3 out of 4 so far.
3
out of 4. Yep. We're on the pace for that. And we got a good. I like tonight's pick too.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away, but it is in tonight's baseball game and a later game in MLB. So you best stay tuned. Drop in the comments also what you're on, baseball wise or otherwise, whatever kind of weirdness you're into. No feet pictures, but drop it in the comment section.
Yeah, we'll throw out that doctor's order play in about 20 minutes, so feel free to join up. And don't feel free to bet on that, 'cause you'll have plenty of time when we release that doctor's order to jump on that. Well, let's get going. Who cares what we did over the weekend? Let's get to topic 1.
MLB Trade Deadline. Stay or go? That's the question.
That was the wrong one. It's the weekend recap, but
I realize that. Madam Producer, we apologize.
We apologize for that.
I might have had when I loaded them, I have them uploaded in the wrong level for her. I apologize.
Welcome to live TV, people.
Yeah,
Let's try this again. Let's
Let me
get the topic.
play the right one. You can play the right one now.
Yes, play the right one.
Please. Weekend recap with betting outside the box.
That's much better, Lenny. That was much better.
I put him in the right order for her, so I'm good.
Nothing's better than a live TV smooth show. I mean, it's just smooth like a baby's bottom. That just was just smooth. Lenny,
well, this is chunky peanut butter. I don't know what to tell you, folks.
what'd you do how was your weekend recapping? As we're gonna relabel this. Did you have any fun bets? You cash anything big? Did you lose anything? What'd you do?
CFL was really good to me. I went 3-4 in CFL with bets this weekend, or 3-1 in CFL, 4 bets. I laid easy in MLB coming out of the All-Star break. I mentioned this before on the show. Going into All-Star break, coming out of All-Star break, I'll treat it the same way. Now the trade deadline's coming around the corner, so easy on MLB, but I did okay on CFL, and that's been my bread and butter as of late anyway. So
how low do you, I mean, before I tell what I did over here, how cautious do you stay in baseball coming out of with the All-Star break and a trade deadline?
So I'm kind of a higher volume kind of guy. Like I might have, I manage, everybody manages their bankroll differently. I manage mine in almost like an allowance daily. So if I like 5 plays, that allowance is spread out between those 5 plays. If I like 1 or 2, then it's a bigger bet on those 2 on that allowance for the day, if you will. I will take that allowance and cut that in half. Is how I do that. So if I still like 8 plays, they're going to be, or 10 plays, they'll just be really smaller volume for me. That's how I cap myself. And that's a side note. You handicap yourself before you handicap sports. Make sure you know, if you're on a streak or not. I feel like, and right now I'm not looking at baseball very well. So my allowance, as I call it, is lower for MLB than it normally is. I'm seeing CFL better, so that it has increased. I put more money that way than the other way. How about you?
Very smart. I love what you just said about keeping your allowance, and you should be capping yourself before you're capping a game. When you'll know when you're in a hot streak and when you're a cold streak. So why, if you're a $50 bettor and you're on a cold streak, why would you keep on betting that $50? You should maybe take a step back, maybe go to 25, maybe go to 20, stuff like that. Always cap yourself before you cap a game. That was great knowledge. I totally agree with you on that one. My weekend was fun. I had UFC in my backyard this weekend, so I did some festivities with UFC 318. But I want to talk about Saturday. We all know what's going on every sports book, the SGPs and money bonuses and stuff like this. All you can get from all these different websites. You know what Saturday was? I'm calling it Rest in Peace parlays. I talked to multiple books. They had one of the best Saturdays ever they had because of some of these huge upsets. And I'm going to name some of them really quick. The PFL, Dakota Da Vinci, she's an undefeated fighter. She was minus 10,000 in her fight. Over under was 1.5. Under was minus $4. She won by the decision, broke her hand, but still won by decision. So everyone who bet the over under on prop lost. And also the PFL, the main event, Van Steenis, plus 550 winner over a minus $7 favorite. So right there, parlays were getting crushed because don't forget PFL was in the afternoon. Then you go to UFC. D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez wins plus 450 winner right there. Then you go to another UFC fighter, Michael Johnson, plus 550 winner in UFC. Everyone was betting the diamond as his last fight. He loses. But you know what else happened on Saturday? The Colorado Rockies won, and the Chicago White Sox won. So if you throw it all that in, you figure rest in peace parlays. It was just a bloodbath. Manny Pacquiao got robbed on Saturday too. He should have won that fight, but
why is he fighting? Story. That's a whole nother topic.
He actually looked really good. I mean, I thought his speed was. I mean, yes, he declined a little bit, but his speed was still there, and he was going in a body. I thought his fight plan was really, really good. Everyone else I talked to said Manny Pacquiao won. I think maybe because the rematch is going to happen. But I was actually shocked at how well he performed. Stuff like that. Is it Dalton Gomez? I got Nats and Tigers. Let's go. Any suggestions on the Nats and Tigers for him?
No. Tigers. No. I'm just gonna say I'm not on the. Still keeping it light. You bring in the part of the parlay and RIP to the parlays this weekend. That will be that's part of my scaling back and limiting myself. It's on my parlays and stuff like that because I'm a 2-team money line parlay kind of guy. I love it. And but I'm not. If you're putting minus 10,000 on a parlay, there's cancer research that needs funding somewhere in this world that you can donate to. There's a homeless facility. There's somewhere you can do better at in donating than putting. It's not even helping your odds adding a minus 10,000 to a parlay. I'm sorry, that's my rant. That's not a parlay. That's a lottery ticket. It's a donation. Do better.
For Gomez, the Tigers, if they were playing a little bit better, they didn't look good over the weekend. Because Paul Skeens, yes, he looks good at first, second, and third inning, but you can get to him 4, 5, and 6. I mean, he does not win games. Yes, I know they're at home, but I just can't trust the Tigers right now. I can't wait to watch the pitching matchup and stuff like that. Yeah. But that'd be the only way getting plus money on the Tigers today. Really maybe dissect it a little bit more, but if they would have played a lot better over the weekend, I might have maybe sprinkled something on the Tigers, but I want nothing on it. Thanks for the question, Dalton.
Real quick, I for sure have a bet in the Nerfy and the Tigers money line, same game parlay, but I'm not recommending that to anybody right now in any way, shape, or form.
That's why he has a DNN hat. It's not for Detroit. It's for degenerates. So it's a great segment. Don't forget Friday show. Big Friday show. I'm not here on Friday, but we have a special. And we have a special guy coming in, another Docs capper. Nick will be in here filling in from my shoes. So don't forget to check out Nick's first show. You'll get to learn a little bit more about what Nick does. And he's one of the newest handicappers over at DocSports. So you'll get to know him and stuff like that. So I can't wait to how he does on Friday's show. So it should be fun. And then there's no Monday show, but we have an emergency show on Tuesday next week, an emergency ER show. So Tuesday, no Monday show. We'll do it on Tuesday. So we'll have a lot of fun stuff going on Tuesdays and stuff. We have some big announcements on Tuesdays, what we're going to be doing on the upcoming football season. So that's why we're moving the show to Tuesday to test out our ER betting outside the box show. So it's going to be fun. So the Tuesday show should be fun. Let's get to topic 2.
MLB Trade Deadline. Stay or go? That's the question.
Ooh. This should,
it's so dramatic.
I know a lot of shows I've been watching. They're full-blown football right now. Full-blown. It's July. They got ever since the All-Star break, it's no more baseball, no more WNBA, no more CFL. It's just full-blown. Who's the best quarterback? Who's going to have the most receiving yards on a day that ends in Y? I get it. I mean, because I get it because that's what moves the needle. But there's still. I always want to approach sports gambling. Baseball money cashes just as well as football money. So I kind of want to leave the viewers like, hey, you know what? This team in baseball has something to play with in a month of July, August, September. You can get some good value and stuff like that. So that's why the trade deadline is what? 8 days away, 9 days away, something like that.
10 days.
Oh, yeah, there's 31st. Sure, I think 31st in July.
Days, yeah.
So we're going to discuss some people. Are they going to stay with their team? Or are they going to go somewhere else? So I'm not going to predict where they go. I might mention some names that they will look well, but I think we have some interesting ones. And the first one, I'll throw it out to you, Detroit Lenny. Miami pitcher Sandy Alcantara. Does he stay or does he go?
29 years old. He's not very. I mean, he's middle of that rotation in Miami. 3rd, 4th guy, right around there. Does he have some juice left? Probably needs a. He's probably out of the starting 5 that Miami has. He's probably the guy that's most likely to get traded. Is he worth that trade? What are they going to get? Who's willing to give up what for him? I think he makes a move. I think he's not a Miami Marlin August 1st. Where he goes is a plethora of teams he could. I mean, everybody could use a solid mid-rotation guy. I'm not going to say the Tigers, but they really need more of a relief kind of pitchers, in my opinion, than they do starting rotation. I'm going to say he's not on the roster come August 1st. So I'm going to say he's gone. What do you say?
Just like our Chicago White Sox announcer would say, he gone. Hey, I think he's gone. I think he's gone. I would not be shocked if we see the Blue Jays put a trade on him. I mean, granted, his ERA is still over 7, coming off a surgery, but he's got a lot of pop is still in his fastball. I just think maybe a new jersey, new hat will maybe motivate him. New pitching coach and all that. So it wouldn't shock me if we see like Houston. I think he goes through American League. Boston, Toronto, Houston. I can see one of those 3 teams on it, but I don't see Sandy Alcantara with a Miami Marlins hat on August 1st. Let's stay in the American League. Let's say another pitcher, Cleveland's pitcher, Emmanuel Clase. What do you think he goes? Is he staying or is he going?
I would love to see him in a Tiger uniform. I'll say that much. I would love to see him in a Tiger uniform. I highly doubt that they trade him not only within the division, but in the American League. I don't think they want anything. I think he's gone. I think Cleveland understands that this is not a race that they can win this year. I think his stock value's as high as it's gonna be. So I think this year, I don't think he's a Guardian come August 1st.
I think the Guardians sell some players, but I think they keep this guy. He's under $30 million. I still think he has some stuff that he can produce for the team. Any other situation, I think they're going to want to ask for the farm for him, and I just don't think a lot of teams are going to give what they're probably Cleveland's going to ask. So I'm going to say he stays, but I would not shock me if we see a bullpen guy or some other guy leave Cleveland. So he stays, but I wouldn't shock me if they are sellers still on that one. So I'm saying Clay stays. Well, staying in another American League team, the Boston Red Sox outfielder, Jarren Duran. I can't believe how completely this guy has fallen. He was an all-star last year, and now he's on the trade block because Boston has so many outfield players in AAA. And if you're going to try to rebuild or get younger, why not trade one of the nice young pieces? This one's very interesting. Does he stay or does he go?
I think they should trade him. I don't know if they will trade him. I think Boston, we talked about this, I believe, last week, buyer sellers on Friday. I believe Boston is going to make a run here in this division. And in order to do that, they're going to need more bullpen. They're going to need a more solid rotation in that arm, in that starting 5. And I think they have, like you mentioned, they have a plethora of outfielders in that farm system. They could totally replace him in the slump that he's in. And it might just be he needs another change of scenery, kind of like you said, change the ball cap maybe. I think they could get some pieces for him. I don't know if anybody's what they're willing to give up for him, but I think he's a solid outfielder. Yeah,
if you need a solid outfielder that has some pop, has some speed and stuff like that, you would at least call Boston. But I think Boston's going to want, again, the farm on this one. And I don't see people giving up the farm for a kid that's a little bit struggling. I say all-star last year, really started off really slow this year. Had some showing some improvements, but I think he stays. But if they get the right offer, it would not shock me. Yeah, it would not shock me if they pull the trigger because they have so much youth in the farm system that wouldn't shock them. Let's go to the National League. The world's worst team in baseball, probably history by the end. Colorado Rockies third baseman, Ryan McMahon. Is he staying or is he going?
You hope to God he leaves for his sake. If you're a family member of Ryan McMahon's, an agent or somebody, you prayers are being sent for him to get out of Colorado. He's been with this team his whole career. He's a solid defensive third baseman. He's only 30 years old. You got to get him out of there. Colorado, you got to do the right thing. I think you just trade. You don't have nothing in Colorado. Whatever somebody's willing to give you, you got to give. You got to get him out of there. I think he's gone. Where does he go is a bigger question.
Yeah, I think he's gone as well. Just because I think that third baseman in Arizona is probably staying. So if you're a team like the Yankees, the Cubs, the Brewers who are looking for a third baseman, they're going to realize wow, that third baseman in Arizona that keeps on hitting home runs like 2 yesterday, he ain't going anywhere. So I think McMahon is going to be that piece. So I think he goes. Let's go to Baltimore again. Boy, they've been slumping. That's why they're on the list, not once but twice. Pitcher Charlie Morton. Is he staying or is he going?
God, he's 41 years old now. I mean, he's at this point, I think he stays because I don't think Baltimore can get anything for him. That's the only reason. I mean, are they willing to dump him? Sure, they should be. They're going nowhere this year in this division. They need all the young talent they can get. Who's willing to give up young arms or young talent for a 41-year-old? I don't want to say washed up, but definitely on the the end of his career, in my opinion. What are your thoughts?
I think he stays, but if he accepts that he's probably going to be in a bullpen wherever he goes,
right?
Then I think, and they're not giving the moon away for him. Then I think he goes. I think Baltimore will say, hey, we're not going anywhere. You're 41. Why don't you chase another playoff run, stuff like that. There's no way someone's going to give up for him to be a starting pitcher because he's not a good solid pitcher. So if he could be a nice bullpen guy, eat up an inning or so for a playoff run, then I think he goes. But I think right now he's probably staying. Our last one, the Atlanta Braves, DH Marcell Ozuna. Is he staying or is he going?
The Braves won't trade him. That's my thought on this. I don't think he goes anywhere because I don't think the Braves will dump him. They should, and somebody should pick him up if they're looking for a pop in their bat. I mean, he's 34 years old. If you're looking for a solid DH, he's your guy. I mean, he's not a world beater, but there's depth, and it all depends. I mean, there's so many things, but I don't think the Braves will get rid of him.
I think they do. I think he's going,
Really?
and it would not shock me if we see the Seattle Mariners, your boys, the Detroit Tigers, or even San Francisco if they're still in the race, or San Diego. Someone needs an extra pop in that bat, and I think the way the Braves are playing, they're going to want to trim some payroll, and they also have youth down there that can come up and maybe play DH. So I say this is a surprise name. I think he's going. So we had some really good names on the list until Arizona decided to screw it all up and play really good baseball over the weekend and beat up on the Cardinals, but I think Arizona might be in the hunt. But there we go. There's our stay or go segment on it. It was a fun one, but we're gonna go to topic 3, and we're gonna start football. I mean, each show we're gonna bring more football into the show, more football to show. We're gonna talk about futures, not who to bet on the futures, but how you prepare yourself on betting football futures, because it's a long task, and you have to be willing to hold on to that ticket, not just 1 month. Not just 2 months, but sometimes 3 months and stuff like that. So, Lenny, how do you approach betting football futures?
It's the most scariest thing I've ever done as a handicapper. I hate it. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like to put my money out there that long. I don't have that much of it. That's how I tell people. I just don't. And I've never been a big long-term kind of guy for futures and stuff like that anyway. But I will dabble on 2 to 3 futures that I like, but I like to prepare the same way I do weekly, just on a grander scale, on a season-wide, looking at strength of schedule. You got to factor in the what-if factors, just injury, because just stuff happens. But I'm not a big fan of futures, just in general. How about you?
I am, just because I'm always that type of person. I love the middle. I love, especially now with all these sports books who do adjusted total season wins or stuff like that. So I'm always looking at it because I've always told people sports betting to me is like the market. I don't look at the name on the front or the name on the back. I'm looking at my number. If I can get total season wins at 11.5 and I'm betting or 7.5 and I bet the under, and also they won 3 in a row and now I can get a different number on the over and I can try to hit both numbers. I'm looking at that way because I approach sports betting like I do the market. So I'm always just looking at numbers. I could care less about injuries and stuff like that. I'm looking, can I cash both tickets or how can I do that? So I approach it a little bit differently. on that. I'm a big total season wins guy. Not that big of a like bet to win the Super Bowl or to win the NFC. I like some of the stuff like that, like total season wins. I like head-to-head matchups. Some books put up head-to-head matchups, Bears versus Packers. I'm just throwing that out. I don't think that's correctly, but I like those kind of futures because at least you get to watch. Okay, I have the Bears wins over the Lions wins, so you're watching that game when they're playing a different team because you're looking at that. So I like the head-to-head matchups out there. So I kind of approach my NFL futures a little bit different than everybody else.
Okay, I don't hate that. I just not got into it, but you're again. That's why you're the smart one, and I'm the degenerate. I'm just saying that's exactly why.
Again, the D's not for Detroit people.
It's really not. Where are we at on time here?
Let's get to what the doctor has to order because that's why people are here. Can we win again for our doctor's orders? Oh, it's a good one. It's a late game. We're going to go with the Dodgers, the slumping Dodgers right now, who looked horrible against the Brewers. But we're going to take the Dodgers' first 3 innings minus a half, minus 105. Why? Because Shohei Ohtani's on the mound. So you figure you're probably going to pitch a really good first 2 innings, or they'll probably maybe stretch him out to maybe that 3rd inning as you tell they're adding him more pitches and more pitches. And I'm just not sold on Minnesota. Me and you have bashed Minnesota for a while. They're a very different team, especially in the second half. So I think the Dodgers really want to forget that butt whooping they took against Milwaukee. They lost 6 straight to Milwaukee. Don't forget they got swept in Milwaukee a couple weeks ago as well. So they want to get that bad taste out of their mouth. I think Ohtani and the Dodgers bats produce some early runs. So we're going to take the Dodgers first 3 innings. Make sure it's the first 3, not first 5. First 3 innings minus a half, minus 105.
I love this play for multiple reasons. The Twins just lost 2 out of 3 to the Colorado Rockies. In Colorado, now you got to go to LA. You play the worst and the best team in baseball right here, even though they're slumping. Dodgers first 3 innings. Minus the half. Make sure you do the minus the half. You get the better juice.
Yep.
You got to pay attention to what you're betting, folks.
Amen. Minus a half, better minus juice. Why don't you tell the listeners about the 60 free stuff?
Oh boy. I'm sorry. Free $60 account. That's where you get. Link is in the description of the video. You go to DocSports.com/free60. If you're a new customer, all you got to do is just sign up. You get a free $60 parked in your account. You use that on whatever handicap you want, whatever day you want, whatever sport you want, however you want. You Pikachu. This guy might have some premium props that are available, and I'm telling you what, you need to be on that. So use that $60. Make yourself some money.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting. It's a slow Monday. There's no soccer today. If WNBA comes back tomorrow, but like I said, we'll be adding more football topics throughout the show. So don't forget to check out Friday's shows. We have Nick coming into the backyard. Yes. You and Nick joining will be on the show as I'll be trying to find a signal somewhere where I'm going. So it should be very interesting. So, do you have anything planned tonight? Anything fun and exciting?
I'm playing Uber driver for the kids because mom's out of town. So,
Still.
I mean, now I got to go to football practices and this, that, or whatever. But no, I promise me and Nick won't burn everything down Friday. That's mission number 1 is don't break anything. Hopefully we'll be okay. But check out Nick Mencken. We're going to be bringing on more Doc Sports handicappers throughout the year. Slowly but surely. So this will give you an idea, little in-depth behind the curtain kind of look and how Nick does stuff on his end as well. So that should be interesting on Friday.
Yeah, we're bringing during football season. We have some fun guests coming out. We have some beat writers for football for football, NBA, stuff like that. We have a couple famous chefs who just are sports degenerates that I just got approved to come on the show. Not one, but 2 of them. One has been on Diners, Drivers, and Dives. The other one's wife has been on Housewives of something. I don't know what's like this today. We're going to talk about their degenerate gambling stuff, so that's going to be fun. But thanks for everyone for joining Monday's show. Again, Friday's show, Nick and Detroit Lenny will be in the helm as I'll be trying to watch the show if I can find a signal, but those 2 will be fantastic. And don't forget, no show Monday, but an ER Visit Tuesday show, so it'll be a fun Tuesday show. We're going to talk about some of the stuff we'll be doing during football season on Tuesday's show. So it should be fantastic. But everyone enjoy the rest of the week, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and stuff like that. Enjoy it. We'll be back on Friday. Have a great Monday night. Be safe. And please don't bet what you don't have.
Oh.